The good, the bad, and the odd. They seem to talk about everything.
Welcome to this episode of The Good, the Bad, and the Odd. We're your hosts, Mark and Sam. Today, we'll be telling you what we've been up to since last time, and also covering Exorcist to the Heretic. Hi, Sam.
Hey.
Okay, www.thegoodthebadandtheodd.com if you want to get us on Stitcher, iTunes, and RSS, and all that business. Yeah, okay. Right, we'll play a podcast trailer here for another podcast, and we'll get into The Comfy Chair.
One dark and stormy night in the mid-'80s, Joe Bob Briggs, Harlan Ellison, and the ghost of El Santo pulled a train on Elvira while Siskel and Ebert sobbingly masturbated in the corner. From that union arose the greatest movie critic and luchador that ever lived. But we're not going to talk about him. He's kind of a dick. Instead, we're going to talk about me, El Goro, the stuttering movie fan and host of the Talk Without Rhythm podcast. Every week on Talk Without Rhythm, I discuss 2 to 3 movies tangentially tied together by a theme. I cover action.
I'm the most complete fighter in the world.
Sci-fi.
Open the pod bay doors, Hal.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
Horror.
Oh, no tears, please. It's a waste of good suffering.
And the continuing adventures of James Spader, sexual deviant.
You're not worried that I'm going to fuck you, are you? I'm not interested in that, not in the least. Now pull up your skirt.
So check me out at tworpodcast.blogspot.com, drunkenzombie.com, or subscribe on iTunes. Talk Without Rhythm, the only podcast that will not attract the worm. Adios!
Get the comfy chair!
Okay, The Comfy Chair. I haven't actually got that much myself. What about you?
I've got 7.
7, you got more than me. You start then.
Okay, so I reread Kingdom Come recently. This is something you can talk about too, so
yes.
I figured I'd start off with that.
Yeah.
Kingdom Come, for those who don't know, it's a sort of Elseworld story of a possible future of the DC universe where the sort of more edgy and anti-hero, more modern heroes have taken over.
Yeah, Superman's disappeared, hasn't he?
Yeah, Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman's kind of in retirement, but he's like public with.
Yeah, everyone knows who he is. Basically, he's got giant robots patrolling Gotham City.
These terrifying robots that wander around her. But it all comes to a head when Superman returns after an incident where Kansas gets completely annihilated. Yeah. When I think it's Parasite gets split open, but this kind of forces him back into action, and this is kind of all told through like the eyes of like a simple human pastor.
Yeah, it's been guided by. Is it something?
It's Spectre.
Spectre. I was going to say Silk Spectre, but that's Watchmen, isn't it?
Silk Spectre's Watchmen and a woman.
Spectre, who's trans-dimensional or post-dimensional.
He's the wrath of God incarnate.
Yeah, and and the reason he's showing the man around is he wants to get a human perspective or something.
Yeah,
like that.
he says that he's lost his own human perspective because he's spent so much time as the Spectre. So he wants Norman McKay's own insights into this. And we actually get some kind of cool, like, other dimensional stuff, like with the wizard Shazam and the Guardians of Oa. And Deadman shows up at one point. It's
kind of cool. It's kind of cool.
What I like about it is almost, like, Kingdom Come is so, like, prolific in comics. It's now started, I say now, it's been doing it for years, but it's bleeding over into the proper DC universe. For example, for a while, Cyborg, the character, had the appearance of what he was like in the DC in Kingdom Come, and the character of Red Robin is from DC, from Kingdom Come.
Yeah, this is all over my head, really.
Red Robin was it was Dick Grayson sort of grown up.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
But when in the current comics, when because they've got so many Robins still alive, they've all got different names. So there's Nightwing, there's Red Robin, there's Red Hood, and there's Robin.
Right.
So it gets kind of convoluted.
Right. Yeah, but Kingdom Come's a pretty good story. It's one of my favourite DC stories, actually.
Yeah.
It's not just I mean, my favourite ones are Batman, usually, but in terms of the non-Batman ones, I think this is up there. A really nice artwork, too, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Alex Ross. Who's an amazing artist.
And in it, I believe, Superman has a decent nemesis for a change. Someone's really up to his standard as well. And also Wonder Woman's pretty cool too.
Yeah, Wonder Woman takes no prisoners in this.
No, she doesn't mess about.
Towards the end, she gets a sword that can shave the electrons off an atom, or so she claims.
Yes.
That's pretty badass.
It's a pretty badass sword. And it's kind of optimistic ending as well. It's kind of upbeat, isn't it?
Yeah, it actually ends with all the surviving superheroes sort of living their lives in a more in a
happy
better
ending.
way.
Almost a happy ending, isn't it, for all of them? I like it. There is a sequel, I think, or something.
There was a sort of pseudo sequel prequel thing going on for a while called The Kingdom. Which is kind of the sort of backstory of Magog, the golden armored bull. I just got that. Oh my god! As you can tell, there's a lot of symbolism. I just got that he's a golden idol.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So Kingdom. I mean, I've read Kingdom Come several times. It's kind of a lot of fun. That's the best I can say about it, really.
Yeah.
Well, no, that isn't the best I can say. I think it's a really great comic, actually.
Yeah.
So is it my go now?
Yeah.
I'm going to read this one out in case I forget. Right, I've managed to get hold of some copies of an old magazine I used to read called House of Hammer, and also it kind of morphed away from it. I think Hammer closed down during its run. That's how old it is.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to find a date on it, but I'm guessing it's 75, something like that. And I'm somehow, I wanted to get it, and I saw it on eBay, issue 1 for 99 pence. And I thought,
whoa,
yeah, there's no way I'm going to get that, but I'll put in a bid anyway. And then I saw someone was selling like PDF versions of the entire set for $5. So I put my bid in, and I thought, I'll just buy I'll be able to read it anyway as PDF. So I bought the PDF set. I only bloody one. So I've got this first edition, issue 1, volume 1 of this House of Hammer. Like, it's quite rare, I believe. I think it's definitely worth more than £1. But I was reading through it last night, and I just have to. They were doing things like for upcoming films, and it is funny. They mentioned loads of films that are upcoming, and none of which came to fruition. But get this, I was reading it, I came across this. George brackets THX1138 Lucas is now working on a multi-million-dollar sci-fi epic called The Adventure of Starkiller, with a 13-week shooting schedule in England and North Africa.
Great.
How awesome is that?
Yeah.
That really made me laugh.
You do seem to have like loads of weird
by the way.
edition of stuff.
Yeah, I do.
Like you have those old like Marvel Star Wars comics, which are like based on the scripts. Like the working cut scripts.
Yeah, I believe it's got Jabba in it as the pig guy and all sorts.
Yeah, it's this weird blue Chewbacca looking thing.
Yeah, but this was this is amazing because this particular issue, get this, it's got a cartoon version or a graphic novel version of the original Dracula Hammer film. And it's also got a follow-up adventure, a cartoon follow-up adventure of Captain Kronos, which I think is ongoing. I think I remember other short Kronos adventures. And get this, they do a special little like EC Comics tale at the end, which is called Van Helsing's Terror Tales.
Yes.
And also it's got a lot of film news built into it too.
Yeah.
It's a really cool little comic. And this was before Hammer wound up. So it even talks about Christopher Lee. It's got Christopher Lee's bibliography, right? And it goes on for pages and pages. But of course it ends in 1975 because this magazine was 1976. But it does mention he's working on another Hammer film called The Devil a Daughter, which I believe turned out to be the very last Hammer film of the old Hammer. I know they've restarted.
Okay.
But wow, it's amazing. I couldn't believe the stuff about George Lucas. It's just Adventures of Starkiller. Wow.
Yeah.
So I must have known about it, read it in it, because I bought this when it first came out and lost it, but I've re-got it on eBay. Anyway, shows you what you can get if you're lucky on eBay. If you just keep looking and never bid too high, you can get some amazing stuff for a price. Anyway, that's just the by. It just made me laugh. That it's like, wow. I wasn't expecting to read it. So it's like, wow. So George THX 1138 Lucas.
This new up and coming director.
I've got a few others, but you go next.
Okay, now I watched Priscilla, Queen of the Deserts.
Interesting watch. I've never seen that. It's supposed to be quite good, but go ahead.
Yeah, it was a pretty cool story. It's about this a pair of homosexuals and that sounds really kind of. I'm being uptight about it. It's two gay guys and
that's fine. Yeah.
I can't remember if it's a transvestite or a transsexual, but it's Terence Stamp
in a
fully
dress.
Dressed as well. Hair, yeah. It's weird seeing like these characters that you think of as fairly badass in dresses and singing to.
Is it Guy Pearce in it as well?
I can't remember if he is, but Hugo Weaving's in it.
That's it, Hugo Weaving. He is. He's an ugly-looking woman, isn't he?
Yeah, Terence. So seeing Terence Stamp, Hugo Weaving, and let's just say it as it is. It's Zod, Agent Smith, and someone else.
Yeah,
singing along to "I Will Survive." It's weird, but it's a fairly entertaining story. It's like got all these sort of little heartwarming moments where they like band together because it's in Australia and there's like they go into really, really outback locations.
Yeah,
and
they're aggressively masculine, aren't they? Those places as well.
Yeah.
So did they get beat up at any point? They must have.
Yeah, it does make it really funny when all these like hard asses try and get on them about it, and the Terence Stamp just comes up and like kicks them in the nuts.
Terence Stamp doesn't take no.
It's like, right, I'm gonna sort you out. And he just woof.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's
nice.
You feel it.
Yeah. So it's pretty. So it's fun. You enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
I'd recommend seeing it if you're.
I'll have to try that. I wouldn't mind seeing it. It sounds all right. Yeah, sounds all right. My next one, I'm not really watched many films. I only got one film on my list, so I'll leave that to the end. But my next was a read, Lovecraft, a story I've not read before called Whisperer in Darkness. Have you heard or know this one?
That sounds vaguely familiar.
Let
but
me
I don't
tell you
think
what's
I know
happening. It's Lovecraft's slightly more sci-fi than horror.
I think I know where I've heard it from that Cthulhu encyclopedia you got me.
Okay, it's basically a guy who he suspects that sort of sightings of strange beings. There's a flood, and people see these strange, sort of weird-looking man-shaped things in the water, but then they all disappear. And it leads him to this trail of investigation where he corresponds with a guy who claims he's seen other things. And it turns out they're kind of they're human, but they're kind of a bit crab-like as well. And they're basically evolved funguses in
they're
the
crab
end.
People.
Kinda. But they don't speak, they use telepathy. And when they do speak and try and communicate through sort of voicing, they have a weird buzzing that's really irritating to the ear. And it's kind of, they're a bit weird and creepy, and they bleed green, thick blood and all this. And basically, it's following a line of investigation. He thinks this guy's going to die by their hands because he knows too much about them. But it turns out that he claims that they've explained what they are, and they're from like a distant planet. Get this. This is the ninth planet of the solar system, which turns out right at the end he says, "I've identified the planet," and he gives the name. I think it's Yegoth, and he says our astronomers call it Pluto, but that's just the starting point. They're from a galaxy beyond galaxies, and they can fly through space. It's really mad. It's really mad.
Yeah.
And they can make humans travel through space, but only by taking their brains out and putting them into special equipment.
Okay, yeah.
And when they get to the other end, they can plug their brain into another piece of equipment, a bit like a record playing on a record player. so that humans. But when they take your brain out, you live forever, and it gets proper mental. But it's sci-fi, slightly more sci-fi than horror, and it was a bit unusual for Lovecraft because usually he's quite vague on some of his details, but he was going into quite specifics. It was basically saying, they've been seen as yetis, they've been seen as Sasquatches, and they also mine the middle of the earth for special metals that they need. They're only found on Earth, and they don't want a war with men. But if the men find out too much about them, they will just destroy men because they want to keep mining. So it's important to keep it all secret. It's all really bizarre. It's all properly bizarre.
Okay.
It was fun though. It's by nowhere near my favourite Lovecraft story, but I kind of enjoyed it. It was a pretty decent read. It was a novella, really. Yeah, not bad. Anyway, so I was a Whisperer in Darkness. It's cool. Okay, back to you.
Okay, now I mentioned this last time we podcasted because I forgot to talk about it then. I mentioned it like just as we started talking about Clancy Brown in The Flash.
Go ahead.
You remember what I was gonna?
No.
I watched Highlander 2.
Ooh.
Oh, it sucks. Oh, it sucks.
Can I just ask? There are two cuts of this. One's the theatrical.
I watched the space version.
I don't know which one that. Oh, the original. Oh, that is bad. That is bad.
It's so atrociously bad.
Honestly, when I saw it the first time I saw it, it made me not like the original. Now, before I saw it, I thought the original was one of the great films of all time. Its sequel was so bad, it changed my mind about the original. I've come around since, but it sucked.
Yeah.
Though I helped myself by inoculation by eventually watching the director's cut, which is merely just terrible.
Yeah.
It's not utterly wretched in the way the original theatrical cut was.
Yeah.
So did you enjoy it?
No. Well, it was so hilariously bad that I almost enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It was so
just dreadful.
Incompetent on so many
I'm trying to
levels.
think of the bits I didn't like. The one bit that stands out to me as being truly awful was the bit where Sean Connery is he wearing a kilt and he's holding something up and there's like bagpipes playing or something.
Oh yeah, there's a bit where they make it into the villain's like giant evil fortress because of course he has one.
Yeah,
and
it's Ironside as well, isn't it? It's Ironside. Michael Ironside.
Actually.
Yeah, it's the only film.
General Katana.
Yeah, it's the only Ironside. The only film I don't like with Michael Ironside. I really love Michael Ironside this year, but this film was so utterly wretched.
Yeah, that bit with the bagpipes is actually pretty. It's like I just made it. It made me laugh because it had that whole, like in Dune, where it's like they get on the worms and suddenly there's orchestra and choir and rockets.
It was a touch of
that. It was very much like that because he's like, Highlander, if you can focus all the power you have, sometimes you can change fate. And he like pushes this giant rotating blade back up into the roof.
Yes, right.
And the bagpipes start blasting.
Doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah, and then it immediately drops on him and kills him.
Yeah,
so.
It's like it sucks.
Yeah.
I also like didn't also Sean Connery come back to life in the middle of a stage performance?
Yeah, because they were. I think if I remember rightly, they were using his skull in like a performance
of Yorick as Yorick.
And he's like, alas, poor Yorick, I knew him well. And Sean Connery leans in and goes, I think you should have known him a bit earlier, and stuff like that.
Oh God, that's awful. That is truly
and then the actor turns around and goes, "What's your game, shithead?" you get treated to this beautiful image of Sean Connery looking completely mystified and going, "Shithead."
It is a sucky film. I think it's the third worst film I've ever seen.
Yeah,
possibly.
I can agree with that.
For the longest time, I just couldn't even talk about it. And if people talked about it, I said, "No, there's no such film." I just denied its existence.
Yeah,
I've kind of.
Weirdly, there are some smart bits though. So, like to get in their fortress, the villain's fortress, they like get Ramirez and the Highlander. I can't remember his name. And McLeod. Get in a car, put a brick on the accelerator, and just let themselves get shot, like absolutely torn to pieces by a car. By bullet fire,
and then they come back to life.
Yeah, they just wake back up on the other side and just get out.
Oh, nice one. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
But what's funny is it's so blatantly trying to copy the original, like scene for scene. So, like, there's a bit where
I don't remember that.
Yeah, there's a bit where the villain like just hijacks a train and
and he does the ha 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 stuff, doesn't he? Yes, I remember that.
It's so bizarre because
it's horrible. It is a really horrible film. I've seen the third.
For those who don't know what we're talking about when we say the space cut, it turns out that the Immortals are actually aliens from a planet called Zeiss.
It was aliens, basically.
It was aliens all along, and they actually knew each other.
Yeah.
And for some reason, the reward for the game was actually either the mortality or the opportunity to return to Zeist. Why on earth would they return to Zeist?
Yeah.
First of all,
I really do believe it's one of the perfect example of what happens when accountants get put in charge of a film. It is really wretched. The recut cuts all the alien stuff, and it's just, like I say, it's just merely terrible.
All of the recuts cut the alien stuff. There's a load.
Yeah. I've seen number 3, and that was just merely okay. It felt like a weak retread of the first one, but it was nowhere near as terrible. It wasn't terrible. It was just okay. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
In that one, as a magician is the other one that's. It really. The thing is, there can be only one really doesn't work.
Yeah.
With
it really spoils it, except in this one because this has like the Immortals are able to come in from another planet, so there can be more.
They fly in.
So the end result is McLeod wins the game like twice in this film.
Yeah, he's also he starts as an old bloke, doesn't he? And he gets recovered.
Yeah, because
someone
he's
come
mortal.
to kill him, and he kills them. So therefore, he gets his.
No, the point is because he's an immortal. When another immortal comes near him, the game gets reset, so he becomes an immortal
again, and therefore Ramirez comes back. But why,
somehow, I don't know.
Why doesn't the Kurgan come back or one of the other guys?
They state that Ramirez has some deep bond with him. That's and they do some weird alien blood thing on Zeist, and it's awful.
So it's Wizards did it then.
Yeah,
it is dreadful. It is dreadful. It really is. However, I'd probably still prefer to watch it over Twilight. Even though I think it's rotten. Yeah, it's really rotten.
You haven't seen Highlander: The Source.
No, I haven't. What's that, number 4?
I think it's number 6.
6?
Yeah.
Oh man.
It may be 5 or 6. I can't remember.
The one where the guy from the TV show's in it?
Yeah, it's just the guy from the TV show.
I never watched the TV show.
By that point, the proper Highlander has died and been absorbed.
Oh, I bet Christopher Lambert was glad about that.
Yeah.
Maybe not. He's not done that well lately.
Well, he was in Ghost Rider.
Was he?
Yeah, he was in the Ghost Rider sequel.
Oh,
he was a crazy monk in that.
Oh, yes, he was. You're right. He was quite good as well. Okay, my turn. You've had enough on Highlander, I'm sure. Right, mine is a TV show. I've been going through this forever, and I finally finished up to the mid-season of season 2. That's Sleepy Hollow. It's that crazy one. Unfortunately, it got kind of a bit more too mainstream at the beginning of season 2 and got a bit dull because of it. And it's way more fun when they just pull mad stuff out their arse to explain things. You know, like this stuff was happening. And they said, this is the conjoining of ley lines. This map was drawn by Ben Franklin on the back of George Washington. And George Washington was a liar. Anyway, to get a magical sword that belonged to...
Please say the Highlander.
No, Methuselah. Methuselah's magic sword.
Of course.
That was mentioned in Genesis. No, it wasn't. Mentioned in Genesis.
Sure.
They have to go into a hole and fight the Gorgon.
brilliant. Yeah, sure.
Apparently the Gorgon was brought to the new world to protect the old world, and it was buried in this hole just down the road from Sleepy Hollow. Awesome. Yeah, when it does things like that, that's when I like it best. Yeah. And also the Headless Horseman running around with a shotgun again, which always helps.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah, that's...
So it really, basically the devil arose, and that they had to try and fight him, and that the mid-season, with the sword of Methuselah, which the problem with the sword is it can kill anything, but when you kill whatever you kill with it, it takes your life as well. So whoever wields it also dies. That's the sort of issue. So they have to figure out how they're going to
want Ichabod to do that because he's tied to the horseman too. So
there was one bit. This guy that's basically someone's nicked his soul, which means it.
As you do.
He's trying to figure out how to get his soul back, but because he hasn't got a soul, it means he can wield the sword without being affected by it. And at one point, one of the horsemen of the apocalypse pulls up on his horse, right? So he's the ultimate warrior, jumps off his horse, and when he hits things, fire comes out. And the guy that's just got this sword that he's like killing loads of things, and he looks at one guy and he goes, "How many demons was this sword used to kill? 1,000, wasn't it?" And he looks at the horseman of the apocalypse and he goes, "I've got this." It's like, well, man, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. It definitely improved.
Oh my god! That's
see, when
amazing.
it does that, I only really like it for the crazy stuff. And the first 3 episodes are crazy, but there's the occasional one where it gets a bit, it's almost like soap opera, or they're being very traditional. But other times it's like, there's a monster chasing us through. And now we have to go down this tunnel to find it. And as they're walking along it, and he said, "Oh yeah, I remember burying this cache of gunpowder here. Let's just go on." So you know what I mean? It's like, let's just throw stuff together. It's just let's make stuff up so we can resolve by the end, and it's fun. And it is fun just watching. They've added pulled that out of their ass to be able to do this later on.
Yeah.
So I'm up to mid-season of season 2, but I'll be going on with to the end of the season. With that, I really enjoyed it. Anyway, back to you.
Okay, so I started watching a comedy show called Brooklyn Nine-Nine. You might have heard of it, actually. It's it's Terry Crews is one of the characters in it.
I've heard of it. I've never seen it. I remember.
You would love it.
It sounds like a kind of update, an alternative version of Reno 911, like goofy, stupid cops, right? Is that what it's about?
Yeah, it's got Andy Samberg as like the lead, with a load of others, and Terry Crews as his sergeant.
Terry Crews, just being a gruff sergeant, is he?
Well, you expect that at the start, but then you find out like he's really doting on his kids, and he's really he like wears his emotions on his sleeve pretty much.
Okay, that's
and then and they do so many stupid gags with him and bleeding lifting weights, so many.
Nice.
Like there's a great one where he's his brother-in-law is even bigger than him. So that's an achievement in and of itself. He's like a foot taller than him.
Wow.
So to avoid him, he starts sleeping at the precinct.
Right.
And so he starts working out there as well. And he falls asleep mid pull-up.
Whoa.
And he just hangs there for like 25... He says 25 minutes. He got like rest and cardio, so... I don't know.
I'll have to watch that. What channel's it on?
I was watching it on Netflix. So
okay, cool.
Yeah, that's UK Netflix. So.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
By the way, I've cancelled Netflix.
Oh,
are you on my account?
Yes.
Okay, we might have to talk about this outside. However, what's happening is they're basically definitely blocking any proxies, which means I don't get Netflix US. And I figured because no one's using it here, we barely use it here. I just cancelled it. It's still current because I've got a certain time until it runs, but it's basically they've cancelled the ability to watch American Netflix, so it kind of sucks as far as I'm concerned. But you're still watching it, are you? UK Netflix?
Yeah, I'm still watching UK.
Okay,
The UK one's not that bad.
Yeah,
It's
I've
just
heard
a load
people
of
say
stuff.
that, but the problem is that it's even if I set the proxy to say UK, I get loads of messages up saying you can't use proxies. So even though I've set it to the UK, I'm still getting these messages.
Stop using the proxy?
No, don't want to go into it, but I have to use the proxies for other reasons.
Okay.
So it's kind of I don't know what to do, Having said that, when I do watch Netflix, I watch it through the TV, which I definitely can turn the proxies off for that. It's only on my computer I can't watch it. And I never watch Netflix on my computer anyway, so yeah. Okay, well that's worth knowing. If you're still watching it, I might just reactivate it then. It hasn't expired or anything yet. Okay, is it my turn? It's my turn. I've started rereading because I've been watching the TV show and really digging it. It's been a great season. Walking Dead. I've started rereading the comics Walking Dead. So I've read the first 10. It's such a great comic book series. It really is. It's just people die left, right, and centre.
Yeah.
You get character and you turn the panel and they're being eaten by zombies on the next page. It's like, whoa. So it's almost like, it feels almost like the writers were rolling the dice on every page, on every character, 20-sided dice or something. And if you got a really low score, they just said, right, you're gone. It really does feel like that because you just cannot predict when it's going to happen in New 2. But because of that, it's a real page turner. Yeah. However, I'm only 10 in, and I think there's like 150 now. So I read it up to about 130 and then stopped, and that was about 5 years ago. They've only done another 20 or so.
Behind.
Maybe not 5 years, maybe 3 years. But I only do one a month, so it's quite, it progresses quite slowly. It's just been going a long time. But I really recommend it as a comic book series. Anyway, back to you.
Okay, I've been playing a game called Uncharted: Drake's Fortune. This is one of the reasons I actually got a PS3.
Oh, okay, it's PS3, yeah.
Yeah, PS3 exclusive.
Yeah.
It's almost an Indiana Jones sort of story.
Yeah, it's a bit like Lara Croft,
Tomb Raiding
as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of funny. It's really fun. It's kind of difficult to get used to the controls because the standard like PS3 shooter controls is the bumpers for firing instead of the triggers.
So it's a bit weird. Yeah. You could always change it, couldn't you?
I might, but the thing is, I've gotten used to those controls now. So
that's no point. It's usually best just to learn how to do it.
I'm like at that weird midpoint where I'm like half used to them. So if I switch it back, it'll just take as much time getting used to the original controls. So I might as well leave it.
Yeah. So it's fun. I've played it on the Vita. Actually, it's all right. Yeah.
Yeah. I like it. What I like about it is everyone, when this came out, it was like everyone was going, "Oh, this is the new like Lara Croft. It's like a modern telling of Lara Croft sort of thing." And then the new Lara Croft game came out, and everyone was like, "Oh, it's the new Uncharted." It's just like Uncharted, but with a woman.
Oh, cool.
That was funny.
Yeah, no, that is pretty funny. Yeah, I like it. I thought it was all right. I didn't play it that long though.
It's nice and goofy. They always have like some like witticism to chuck at each other. I especially like whenever Drake, the main character, Nathan Drake, he gets grenades thrown near him,
right?
And whenever he does this whole like yeah, whenever they're like nearby.
Yeah, right.
It's just fun.
Yeah. I liked it. Like I say, there's lots of climbing, lots of puzzles, and then the occasional you have to have a shootout and things like that.
Yeah, there's quite a lot of shootouts I've found. I'm in particular stuck in this bit where I'm running around a sewer, ancient Aztec sewer.
Yeah.
Fighting guys, but hey.
You just reminded me, I've started a new game. I've just started playing Deadpool, but I'll leave that till next week because I've only played it a bit. I have played it before though, but I want to play it a bit more and get into it before I talk about it. But yeah. Okay, back to me. Mine is this is my last one, and it's a film. It just came on my rental list. It was one of those on my rental list that I can't even remember why I put it on there, but it came. It was a French kind of drama noir kind of film called La Bête Humaine, Human Beast, based on a play or a story by Emile Zola, French Misery Guts, and it's a really odd tale. It's this engine driver guy who loves driving engines, but he's got a weird thing when he's kind of really gets attracted to a woman, he tries to strangle her.
Of course, as you do. Why not?
Right, that sets up the premise, and there's no explanation. That's kind of set up at the beginning until you find out what sort of guy he is. But he kind of starts helping this woman who's got a horrible husband who actually murdered someone for money, and he starts helping her. And then she kind of falls for him, and I'm not sure if she's being entirely manipulative or if she's just this way, but she's kind of hints that they'd be happy together if he killed her husband. And it goes on and on and on and on. And then finally he goes back to her and she says, "We can be all right. I'm sorry. I should have." He basically won't kill their husband. And she says, "Right, we can't never be together." And then about 10 minutes from the end, she goes back to him and says, "We can be together if you change your mind." But because of his weird mania, he just kills her. And then he leaves. It's like, what?
That seems like sort of obvious payoff there.
Yeah, but like they set this weird tendency. I don't know what you call it. It's just bizarre at the beginning, and he's got a fiance at the beginning, and she says she'll put up with it, but then you never see her again, and he doesn't kill her or anything. She just doesn't appear in the story again. It's like,
he killed her. Killed her.
I have to say the acting, certainly of the two main leads, this train driver guy and the woman, which is Simone, was really good, and there was some really nice imagery and shots, especially driving the train was really cool, and it was made in 1938, so it's fairly sophisticated kind of thing. But it was like, I have a real trouble. I hear about there's certain French films from the sort of 30s that are supposed to be really good, but when I watch them, it's like, you're having a laugh. This is terrible. Now, I don't think this was terrible. It just did. Well, it was pre-New Wave.
Oh,
pre-New Wave. It just.
Welcome to French cinema in general.
French cinema. It was just a bit perplexing, really. I give it 3 out of 5 kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm glad I saw it. I never see it again. It was kind of memorable in places. It's just a bit bizarre, frankly.
Yeah.
Okay, what you got?
Okay, now I got this. I finished playing Undertale, which I briefly mentioned last time because I hadn't played that much of it, and I'm amazed at how quickly that game sort of gripped me. Because I played it and it was okay. It was kind of interesting. It had the gimmick where you didn't have to kill anyone.
Yeah.
But then it started getting ridiculously entertaining characters and really good story and some really good dialogue and some really good music and it just kept getting like better and better. And then you get like these insane, these monstrosities that you have to fight, and you don't have to kill them either. And it's probably one of the best storytelling in a game. Some of the best storytelling in a game I've ever seen.
Right.
Genuinely.
Oh, okay, that sounds good. What's it on again?
PC, right. I think it might be on iOS too, but I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. It's on what? iOS? On Apple? On iPads?
I meant Mac.
OS X?
Yeah, that's
okay, cool. Okay, well, I'll have a look. Would you get it on GOG or Steam or something?
It's only on Steam. It's a new game. It was released last year.
Okay, Steam. Oh, okay, I'll have a look.
I'd really recommend getting this. Don't look at the story or anything because you'll spoil it.
How long does the game take?
I played it in 6 hours, but
6 hours,
people can speed run it in really quickly. But that's not that surprising.
Yeah.
I assume that people usually take a bit less than that because I died quite a lot on the bosses. So.
And it's Undertale. That's one word,
yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Just having a quick look on Steam. I bet I can never remember my password. Oh, I got it right. Okay, I'll have a look. I haven't got anything else. Have you got anything else?
No, that's that.
Okay, let's have a little break. We got to play the trailer to this film, I think, Exorcist 2, and then we'll get into it.
4 years ago, The Exorcist shocked the world. Now, the struggle between good and evil goes on. Exorcist II, The Heretic. Richard Burton, Louise Fletcher, Max von Sydow, James Earl Jones. Exorcist II, The Heretic.
Get on with it. Yes, get on with it.
Get on with it.
Okay, Exorcist 2. What do you think of this one?
It was a film, yeah.
It was a film, yes.
I'm not sure how to describe it other than that, because it certainly wasn't a horror film. In fact, I wouldn't actually ascribe it to any of the traditional genres.
Yeah, it didn't really fit anyway, did it? It was, let me tell you what I know, and I haven't read up on this recently, I just kind of was aware of it. John Borman felt The Exorcist was too simplistic an analysis of the nature of good and evil. So he decided he'd do something much more complex.
He decided he'd do something that was less interestingly shot, less interesting overall, with less interesting characters.
Yeah. Now get this, he was actually offered to direct The Exorcist, right? He read the script and felt it was quite horrible, and went off and did Zardoz instead.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Can you see where we're coming?
Classing it up.
Does this explain a bit about The Exorcist? Right. Yeah, I actually saw this film in the cinemas, not when it came out, but this was occasionally you get cinemas showing like a pairing of older films, you know, as a special feature. You know, you'd sometimes get Star Wars and Empire Strikes Back, say. And I actually went to see The Exorcist and The Exorcist 2. And can you imagine what I felt after watching The Exorcist and then sitting through The Exorcist 2?
Hell, I can almost say that. Well, that's. I can almost sympathise with that because I saw Exorcist like the other week.
Yeah, so you can see. Now, The Exorcist 3 is good, just so you know.
Okay.
But The Exorcist 2, firstly, it was just doing so badly in the cinemas, it was pulled and Borman recut it twice while it was out on.
Good God.
Apparently, there is a story that apparently some of the Warner Brothers executives went to a show in like undercover, and they went in, and as they were watching, one of the audience looked up, saw them, and said, "There's the people that made this movie," and apparently the audience attacked them.
Oh my God.
They were chased down the street by a mob of angry audience members. Can you imagine? And apparently Linda Blair and Ellen Burstyn from the original kept turning down this. They didn't want to be involved, but Blair finally signed up because she actually said the script was quite decent, but then it got rewritten so many times.
I was just about to say, it's I know she agreed to do it on the condition she didn't have to wear any of the makeup.
I think you've already said. Oh, I can't remember if you said in the podcast, but you told me she refused to wear any of it. So the possessed Reagan we see is always someone else. It doesn't really look like her that much. It doesn't really matter with the makeup. However, I don't think it would have worked if she'd have worn it because she
looks so much older.
She looks way older.
Yeah.
Now apparently the film suffered in other ways. Richard Burton was hitting the bottle big time during this. So often was a drunk, so that didn't help.
Yeah, he kind of looks. He looks a bit off his head during most of this.
Yeah, and Linda Blair was also had a drug problem at the time, so they were both a bit wasted. Now, what do you think of Richard Burton in this? Anyway,
the thing about Richard Burton is that he can say all the stupid lines he wants. He can do all the stupid acting he wants. His voice is still so cool; it kind of works.
Yeah, he carried that voice.
The name Pazuzu isn't at all scary, but when it's Richard Burton muttering it under his breath,
I liked him in this film, even though it's goofy. What do you think of Linda Blair's performance?
That was awful.
It was
awful.
There was a couple of scenes she was just about okay, but mostly it was quite terrible. Yeah, I have to agree. It was, especially when she was trying to be. It was when I'll tell you what, she was best when she was just staring into space at the synchronizer. That's when she was the most convincing.
Yeah, because otherwise she would be like going up to kids and they'd be like, "What are you in for?" And she'd be like, "I was possessed by a demon."
Yeah.
Don't worry, he's gone now.
What about James Earl Jones?
Oh yeah, that was.
He turns up in a giant locust outfit.
Yeah. No. Wait. First time we see him, he spits a leopard at a locust.
Yeah. He's also. We see him a younger version of him, quite possessed by Pazuzu again.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. The makeup on that, because that looked like they properly went all out with the makeup on the young Hakumo.
Yeah, apparently on the premiere, the first person to start laughing was William Peter Blatty, who wrote the original novel. He couldn't help himself. Apparently he was really trying not to laugh, but he couldn't help it. And then once he started...
That set everyone else up.
Everyone else started laughing. And apparently it was all right until they brought in the synchronizer and started explaining it. And that synchronizer stuff just doesn't work. They said, "I've got this machine, the synchronizer, let's put it on." And at one point, the woman's talking Linda Blair, Reagan through. And then she comes off, and the priest comes on, and Reagan starts explaining it to the... She's never seen the machine before. It's like, what is carrying on? That machine was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Apparently...
I did like Richard Burton's character talking directly to Pazuzu through Reagan.
Yeah, that was kind of cool. That was kind of cool.
Where Pazuzu's like, "I could take Hakumo even now," just being a complete asshole again.
Yeah. Apparently, the original cut of the movie was 3 hours long.
Oh no,
no, the rough cut.
No, thank God.
Not the cinema cut, but can you imagine? There was.
I would have given up. I would have come here and said, "I haven't watched the film."
Yeah, it was apparently Linda Blair was like, because she was so heavily into her drug habit, and I think she was only 18 or something. She was constantly late, and she thought her best day was the one where she only turned up 20 minutes late. That was her best day. She was quite proud.
Wow.
Yeah. I tell you what, the scenes I did like, I really liked the scenes that were like in the African village.
Yeah, all the African stuff was
I thought that was really
cool.
I really, really liked that. There was another. Apparently, there was that when they filmed the scene where on Reagan's balcony.
Yeah, she didn't have any net.
Nothing. So
she didn't have any safety.
So
nets,
that was the most convincing
the
acting, because she really could have got badly. And apparently
and the director was an asshole about it. He has to have been an asshole about it to get her to step out.
Yeah. I mean, apparently, as Linda Blair says this about the script, it was a really good script first time she saw it. And then everyone signed on and wrote it 5 times, and I couldn't get out. And basically, she goes on and says she couldn't get out of it at that point. She wanted to because it was terrible, but she couldn't do anything.
Yeah,
it probably wrecked her career. But she was a bad actress in this. She really was. And I'm not sure I've seen anything else where she's a good actress apart from The Exorcist. Actually,
yeah,
she's a likable sort of actress, I guess.
She seems fairly likable.
I think I've seen her in comedy, and she was all right in that when she was a bit older. I've definitely seen that. It's a bit. Oh man, this is going back a bit. But I remember seeing her in a really, C grade kind of comedy, which was all right. But there used to be a comic on the TV, American comic, where he just wore a bag on his head.
Okay.
And looked through the eye holes.
Sure, why not?
There was a whole film with him in, and Linda Blair was in it, and I can't remember what it's called, but it was kind of fun.
It
Apparently,
looks like
it made its money back. Can you believe it?
Well, yeah, it came after Exorcist. That's like saying, oh, well, it's such a shock that Star Wars Episode 1 made its money.
Yeah. And William Peter Blatty described it when he started laughing, everyone else started laughing. He goes, "You think we were watching The Producers?" That's how he felt it was.
That actually is kind of appropriate.
Yeah. It's I also found, because I knew I'd read sort of in length about some of its bad aspects, and I checked through my I've got an old book called Golden Turkey Awards, right? And it nearly got voted over Plan 9 from Outer Space as the worst film ever. Because it was by public vote, this was. Well, Plan 9 got voted the worst film ever, which I don't agree with, by the way. And this was the first runner-up, and it was only 9 votes behind.
Yeah.
It was close.
Wow. Yeah.
Let's think what else. I mean, we haven't really talked about the film that much. I kind of like some of the Locust things.
Oh my God, Morricone did the score for this.
Oh, was it?
How many good people were in this? And it was an utter train wreck.
You know, it's funny. I didn't know that, and I actually put in my letterbox review more Morricone-ish music. And I also put, it felt more like an Italian rip-off made by a director who didn't bother trying to stick to a script or even understand the language.
That's it. That's one, like those bleeding alien films that they...
Yeah.
It's all sort of stupid.
And I'll tell you what, another description I put for this film, and it goes, "This was John Boorman trying to make a complex analysis of the nature of good and evil, and... try and do something more complex than the first movie. Then he misses by a bit, but the bullet keeps travelling and ends up 1,000,000 miles away." That's what I think. And the thing is, some of the line deliveries were weird. That woman who turned up near the end, who was like Reagan's... she looked after Reagan? Was her name Finn or something? And there was one bizarre scene where she's talking to the doctor and they find out they've lost the synchronizer, and she just looks kind of off camera and goes, "That bitch." And then they walk off. It's like, what's that about?
Yeah. There's all sorts of weird moments. Like there's a bit towards the end where this is how bad the film is. I can't remember any of the names in it. I can remember Kakumo, Reagan, and that's it.
It was Doctor something.
Yeah, there was the...
She's an Academy Award winning actress, that woman, Louise Fletcher. How did this film end up so badly? Good God. Is this the worst film we've actually ever reviewed?
This might well be the worst.
We've never covered Twilight, have we?
I think we may have.
Okay. Well, it's not worse than the Twilight.
But here's the thing. The Twilight films, although awful, there was some level of competence behind the filmmaking.
Do you want to hear the director?
No, not the story. The filmmaking, yes.
Yeah. Do you want to hear the director's own comments on the film? John
Boorman.
Oh, please. Now, let's be clear. John Boorman has made some good films. All right, he made Zardoz, right, which is terrible.
Yeah, that's a point in his favour, certainly.
But that's a lot of fun. But no, he's made Deliverance, which is a great... horror film, kind of. He's made a really good thriller called Point Blank, I think, with Lee Marvin. However, this is his comments. This is in a 2005 interview talking about Exorcist 2.
Do it.
It all comes down to audience expectations.
Oh, come on.
The film that I made, I saw as a kind of rip-off to the ugliness and darkness of The Exorcist. I wanted a film about journeys that were positive about good, essentially. And I think that audiences, in hindsight, were right. Oh, so he agrees. I denied them what they wanted and they were pissed off about it, quite rightly. The film, I think, was an interesting one. There was some good work in it.
No, there wasn't. No.
And they wanted to kind of remake The Exorcist, and he's responsible. I have daughters. I don't want to make a film about torturing a child. It's like, oh my goodness.
he signs on to make The Exorcist 2.
I know.
But he doesn't want to hurt a kid.
It was.
But he's perfectly happy to have a priest make out with someone who's just a teenager. That was
was weird. As I say, I did like the African stuff, and I kind of like the whole. I really actually quite like the scene where Reagan, the swarm of locusts attack Washington. Oh, we haven't even talked about that.
Yeah, there's Washington. Why not?
And Reagan starts doing the swinging her arm bit that they did at the beginning. I thought that was kind of cool.
If I remember rightly, the whole point is it's like swatting he's like swinging something that swats the locusts. That's the point of that move.
Yeah.
But because she's got nothing, hey, it's magic now.
Okay. Another reason John Boorman said for signing up was he was attracted to the film because the idea of making a metaphysical thriller greatly appealed to my psyche, was his words. Linda Blair described...
But he did make a thriller.
Well, yeah. It was all... Oh, the other thing that made me laugh was the constant sort of things that stopped them getting where they wanted to go. You know, accidents kept happening and the planes nearly crashed and like a bloke got in an accident right in front of him, so the doctor had to stop and help him and all this. It's like, this is nonsense. Apparently... Christopher Walken was considered to play
Father. Oh my God, yes. Yes. Linda, Reagan, can you tell me about the
Pazuzu? I'm amazed they got Max von Sydow to sign up. Again, he must have read a decent script.
Max von Sydow's been in utter tripe. So.
What is funny is he looks older in that and he doesn't...
Yeah.
And another thing Boorman says about the film, he goes, the sin I committed was not giving the audience what it wanted in terms of horror. There's this wild beast out there, which is the audience. I created this arena and I didn't throw enough Christians into it.
What?
It's just for...
what?
Yeah. And apparently, it ends with them both walking off into the bizarre sunset kind of scene.
Yeah.
Apparently, the father died. It was only Reagan. And they thought it'd be nicer if they both... I mean, what the difference does it make in this?
Nicer? It's the bleeding Exorcist. It's famous for killing priests.
And I also like the thing about... It kept going on about... Was it the rubbing wings? It kept going on.
Yeah, they kept going on about the bleeding locusts.
The good locust.
There's the good locust. It doesn't rub its wings. Oh, yeah, that'll stop every other locust.
Yeah. He cut it like I say, he cut it twice. So there were jokes around that there was actually an Exorcist 3 and 4 before they made the Exorcist 3 and 4 because there was all these different versions. This was a dreadful film, wasn't it? I think what sums it up is the audience chasing the executives down the road.
Yeah. That's I can sympathise with them.
I wonder what it feels like to be an actor in something like this, not thinking, it might cut together okay, and actually sitting there at the premiere and seeing it must be awful. I mean, some of the ideas are just ridiculous.
Yeah, I actually do wonder with like films this legendarily bad, what the premieres are like.
Yeah, well, everyone started laughing. We
No, like if they had some big... Imagine if they made this now and there was like some big premiere, like everyone goes to see it. There's a huge it's in Leicester Square. It's in everywhere fancy, and then Exorcist 2 comes on.
Oh yeah. Oh wow.
Oh my God, there'd be rioting.
Yeah, it's dreadful. Apparently, Linda Blair and Richard Burton got on quite well, and apparently she really liked him.
Well, birds of a feather. But...
Yeah. Well, it's not just that. Apparently, he would entertain her by quoting Shakespeare. Because he was a Shakespearean actor. But can you imagine listening to Richard Burton doing Shakespeare? That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
It's funny, before we watched this, I thought of it as I always thought of it as, it's pretty bad, but it's got its entertainment moments, and it's got a few. When James Earl Jones looks up with the locust costume, that just cracks me up.
And then spits the tomato out. What the hell was that about? He's like, I'll spit a leopard at Pazuzu if he comes for me. And spits a tomato onto a spike.
Tomato. And I did like the African scenes, and I kind of did. I also like the fact that Richard Burton got blasted in the face by a load of insects. They weren't messing about, were they?
No.
That wasn't CG. They were blasting them with like something. Oh man, that was funny.
Oh God, this film was so bad.
I'll tell you what, I've had more entertainment talking about this than a lot of other films.
Yeah. Oh God, I love how they couldn't like figure out how to convincingly change the makeup on actors, so they just jump cut between various stages of makeup.
Yeah.
Same with the dying locusts.
They were like
God.
they didn't even do like fades, did they?
No, it was just like jump cut.
I like the bit with the heart. That was kind of cool. Where they were like the evil Reagan and was touching Merrin's heart, and that was kind of, it was bizarre, but it was kind of fun. Anyway, all right, I'll tell you what, let's wind this up here. What would you give this?
Do not watch it. Let's just say that. Don't watch it. This film is like so bad it's beyond rating.
Was you entertained though?
No.
I kind of was. It was almost a cinema of disbelief.
Yeah.
Wow, what's going to happen next? And I've seen it before and I couldn't remember it. I do remember it being better than it was, though. I thought, it's one of them films everyone hates, but it's not quite as bad as people say. But no, it is bad. It's really bad.
Oh, my God.
What is it on IMDb? Let's have a quick look.
Oh, this should be fun.
It is actually way better than I thought. 3.7.
Wow.
I've got to check one of the high ratings. Let me just find this.
Please did God say someone gave it a 10.
Some people. Here's a few of the headlines. Here you go. The worst sequel ever. A brilliant, lousy film. So bad it's great. A cult film if ever there was.
705 people gave this a 10.
I like this one. Wow. I like this one. This headline. Exorcist 2. Alien Vomit.
Yeah.
Underrated. Whoa. Not as bad as everyone says. You see. Wow, here's one. Here's a 10 out of 10. How about this? Mike Sutton in Harrogate said this. Boorman is a real unique talent who constantly shows us the world from an unusual perspective. You're telling me.
Yeah.
This is one of the most annoyingly idiosyncratic films when seen for the first time. Yeah, it's so alive and full of ideas. It remains stimulating when the original film is reduced to memory to a few gory set pieces. No! That's so wrong! What? This is so wrong. Some of the images are as great as any in film history. Actually, the music was alright. I thought the music was
man, look, I found like the breakdown for like what ages and genders gave
go.
On average, the people who rated Exorcist 2 the highest was the IMDb staff.
Really? That's suspicious.
With an average of 5.
That's very suspicious. Average of 5, wow.
Yeah.
The worst sequel ever. That kind of sums up. Okay, what would you give this out of 10?
I'd give this a 2. God.
I'll give it a 2. Yeah. So it's not
2 or 1.
I mean, I have given other films. Let me tell you some of the ones I've given in the last few years. Let me just find it on my letterbox. I know for sure Twilight's one of them.
Oh, apparently females aged 45 and above did like this more than average.
Wow, really?
Yeah. They're the ones just behind the IMDb staff with a solid 4.
Right. There's only in the last. Let me just get this. In the last 3 years, I've only rated 5 films lower than this. Right. I'll tell you what they are: Twilight, Mega Shark versus Giant Octopus.
Yeah.
Look What Happened to Rosemary's Baby, right, which was a TV sequel to the original film, which was really ranked really bad.
Yeah.
Werewolves on Wheels and the whole Star Wars Holiday Special. Those are the only things.
How could you give the Holiday Special?
Oh, you're joking. It's awful.
Come on, it's amazingly bad.
No.
That's bad, but in a way that's so entertaining, it like comes full circle.
Yeah. I won't go into any more because there's a lot here I've given 1 star to.
Yeah, more than you thought.
So that's 2 out of 5. You know, same rating as Exorcist 2. It's things like the Godzilla 98 Godzilla and the Nightmare on Elm Street remake kind of qualify for that. To be honest, though, I think no, I'm not going to say that. I was going to say I'd rather watch Exorcist 2, but I don't know if I would actually. This was dreadful. I kind of had fun with it, but it was like, it was really, what do they think they're doing?
Yeah.
It was kind of I felt bad for everyone involved, kinda, as well.
Yeah.
Okay, then shall we wind out there?
Yeah.
So I think next week, I mean, we always, we
always say we're going to do something,
and we often change it, but we have got planned the remake of Dawn of the Dead. Zack Snyder, I think, directed that. So we're going to be coming back to that next week, possibly. All right?
Yeah.
Okay, then. So bye from me.
Bye.